So interfaces and abstract classes are very similar. And so you might be wondering, well, why do we need them? What is the difference? Well, they have different use cases. Interfaces are useful if you need to have this multiple inheritance idea, where you need to have the same method spread across two different interfaces, or if you want to have multiple interfaces with different methods that you must implement inside of your class. Um, abstracts, or abstract classes, on the other hand, are great, so I already created one up here, if you need to have fields or variables. So in an abstract class, you can have a public string name, for instance, and you can do public, and actually that probably shouldn't be public, that should be private, and you could do public string name, and you can define certain things, get and set, and so this would be return name, and this would be this dot name is equal to value. So you can do stuff like this in an abstract class. Interfaces, on the other hand, you cannot create a private string name. In fact, this is going to complain, interface cannot contain instance fields. So if you need to have a list of variables, or you need to have getters and setters for all of that, and you need to define all of it, you should probably be using an abstract class. If, on the other hand, you just want a list of methods which must be implemented by a derived class, interfaces are probably the better way to go because they must implement all of these methods. An abstract class is significantly faster. Abstract class cannot be instantiated. An interface is absolutely abstract and cannot be instantiated unless you have this where you have two different speaks and you define them inside of your class, void ipet.speak and void animal.speak. An interface can also only ever include these abstract methods, whereas an abstract class can include virtual methods also, can have virtual methods, abstract methods, can have, well, non-abstract methods and abstract variables and everything else. So they each have different use cases, but usually you will use an interface if you need multiple inheritance. If you only want the method definition, not any sort of declaration, everything is public, and you want everything, and you require that everything is implemented. You want an abstract class if you want something to be implemented, but not everything to be implemented. If you need some static methods, if you need some variables, or if you have some sort of speed. So each one has a different use case, and each one has pros and cons to it. So as you program more, you'll start to identify whether or not you need an abstract class or you need an interface, and at what point you need to change from that.